To start your bracelet, take your shortest cord, match the ends and run it through your fingers to find the centre. Then you can add your beads. You may not need to do this if you have thinner cords or bigger beads, but I'm using small beads, so I'm going to use a piece of folded up jewellery wire to make threading on my beads easier. And you can thread on as many beads as you need for the size of bracelet you're making. Once you've added your beads, you should have something that looks like this. Next you can remove the wire and then cut the loop, and then you want to add your two longest cords. Pull out enough so that you can make your tie on end, and then you can tie a knot in all your cords to keep them in place. And once you've done that, you can attach your cords to the top of your board. So I'm going to start with a square knot, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So you take your first cord over, your second cord over, and then under the cords and through. And then you want to go under, and under that cord, over the other cords and through. Then push your first bead up into place. And then taking your two cords in the centre, you want to split them, and you only want to work over one cord. So I'm going to start with the left, and I'm going to take the left colour cord and work over the left holding cord. And I want to go over and through, and then under and through. And I'm going to do 5 hitch knots at each side. You can do as many or as few as you want, depending on how you want your bracelet to look, but I'm going to do 5. So that's 10 knots in total for the hitch knots. Just going over and through and then under and through each time until you've got as many as you want at the first side. And then when you've done the first side, you want to do the same thing with the second colour at the other side. So once you've done your first colour, again, just do your hitch knots the same amount at the other side, so it's just a mirror image working on the right this time. And once you've done your 5 hitch knots at both sides, you want to push your next bead up into place. Make sure it's nice and tight against your knots. And then you want to repeat your last step again. So again, just splitting the holding cords. You want to do hitch knots over the left 5 and then do 5 hitch knots over the right hand cord. You just want to keep repeating these steps all the way down until you've got the bracelet as long as you want it to be. So once you've got your bracelet as long as you want it, you can push your last bead into place, and then to match what I did at the beginning, I'm going to do a square knot. Obviously if you didn't do a square knot here, don't do it now, but if you did, you can just match it to what you did at the beginning. And just make sure your cords are nice and tight, and you can remove your cords from the bottom of the board and then tie a knot to keep everything in place. And once you've got your knot nice and tight and everything's secure, you can do a braid for your tie on end. And once you've got the braid as long as you want it, you can tie all the cords in a knot to keep everything in place. And then you can trim and seal your excess. And you should end up with something that looks like this.